Hello everybody, this is Indian Rash, and today I will try to talk about the differences and the similarities between the music industry and the game development industry from the viewpoint of an indie creator just like myself. Coming up. So maybe as you know, I'm from the music industry originally. I have a solo project called Dreams After Death, and I made a lot of small piece of music piece around on the internet. I really tried to make a living out of it. I always looked on the chance to make a living out of it, but I just realized that it's impossible to make a living from something that is so subcultural as the music that I love to do. So anyway, I'm really used to the fact that being an indie is really hard and marketing is the first priority, the first problem that you have to solve as an indie creator. Uh, we have Steam as a game developer. Steam has a monopoly on the PC platform, and as a musician, we have this so-called Audiojungle. This is a really similar thing, a distributor basically who will sell your piece of stuff for not for the end customers, just like we do it on Steam, but for people who are interested to include your music in their own products. Because when you're a musician and you don't have a band or you don't create something really easy to enjoy, something very special, then you're basically talking about releasing music for other people, including in their own products. So just think about advertisements or even games. You can upload your music to Audiojungle and people can buy it. We have other sites, we have other distributors, just like we have other distributors with PC gaming. Just as GOG in the music industry, we have Pond5, and there are a lot of sites like those, but their traffic is basically zero, so it's not really worth your time uploading your stuff and tagging everything, because their tagging is the most important thing. So now we have this basic picture about the music industry and the PC game development industry, with their distributors having mostly the ultimate power and the ultimate doom for you to not having a chance to sell your stuff any other way. Well, we have on Steam this new design called Steam Direct. Its basics are that you can upload your game there for $100, and whatever its value or its quality, it doesn't matter, you can sell it there. Well, it's not the same with Audiojungle. There I'm not sure that you would like it more, because there the top sellers are who will decide if you can sell your music there or not. Yeah, the top sellers. Let's say the creators of let's say EA Games can decide if you can sell your game on Steam or not. Well, maybe you could say that, oh yeah, it's fine, that's okay, because they are experts and they know what people want. But hey man, here with the music industry, we are talking about basically other indies. Okay, so it's not the EA Games sized monopoly motherfucker AAA company that will decide if your tiny little gem can be sold on their platform or on another platform, because those EA games are not interested. Anyway, so sorry. So basically, the top sellers will decide if you can sell your game, and this is why I ended up, I just quit, because I uploaded 13 music piece of music. They were basically piano records, and they accepted 3 of them, but the others were uh, rejected with a template message saying that they don't think that this will sell here, basically something like that. But the difference between those songs are, I wouldn't find out what's the reason why I'm not able to sell those there. But the decision is permanent, and I have nothing to do with this anymore. So this is really not motivating to create songs and upload them if you don't know if you will be able to sell those or not. So still, of course, I play music, I create music, but only for myself, not for those publisher sites like Audiojungle. So yeah, but there are other viewpoints that we should talk about, like marketing. This is really interesting. So let's say that you are selling your game on audio on Steam, and you are selling your music on Audiojungle. Then on Steam it's work like you have this recommendation algorithm, and you have basically 2 days to prove to this algorithm that your game worth showing on their advertising places. So the 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 advertising capacity of Steam has borders, and it's extremely valuable and it's extremely expensive, and they just can't show their games that won't sell well, because they always have games that will sell well. So why would they waste their money on games that aren't able to produce them as much as profit as they can, right? So this is how it works. You upload your game, you have 2 days. Basically, you have to market your game in a way that you will have a peak performance on that first 2 days, and if everything is fine, basically this algorithm will give a score for your game, a hidden score, and after that it will show your game depending on that score. Of course, this can move up and down a bit depending on your review score. Let's say it's overwhelming positive, or very positive, or just mostly positive, stuff like that. But that's it, basically how it works and how Steam will generate traffic for you. Well, on Audiojungle, the situation is that after you are there, they will create some kind of promotion for some picked authors, but it's human based. So there is a guy there probably who will choose if your music is good enough, is interesting enough, sells enough to show on those specific places where they can generate you more traffic. But this is not the most important thing, at least not the most important thing to optimize your stuff for, because the same lives on Steam as well. They will pick some games to show more, and that's it. But the traffic that you must think about there is from the search tool of this Audiojungle site. So just as you type the name of the game on Steam that you'd like to find, you can type the title of the song that you'd like to find on the Audiojungle, and then it will show you the most relevant songs. And here is the funny part, because this works pretty well on Steam, and if you type there Tycoon, then you will find a lot of Tycoon games. If you type I don't know, racing, then it will recommend you games including words racing. You can search in a lot of ways on Steam, but in Audiojungle, basically people will only search for tags such as corporational or motivational or rhythm or techno or rock or something like that. And because this is the number one source how they will find you, and basically there is no other traffic, just this. Creators will name their tracks just like this, just like they had those tags in their title. So you won't have real influential, real creativity in the titles. You will have only these corporational, multinational, uplifting rock or uplifting beat, and you will find thousands of those. And this is just crazy, man. This is a piece of shit, if you ask me. And I must say that you have a much better chance on Steam, while your chance on Steam is still basically zero if you don't have the marketing power outside of Steam. So check another topic connected to this, and this is profit. How much profit you can create as an indie game developer or as an indie musician. Well, it really depends. Basically, the most important aspect of this is that when you create songs, you create some really short or really small or really I don't want to say easy, because creating music is not easy, but anyway, easy thing, because creating music is much more easier than creating games. I'm sorry guys, I didn't want to say it, but as a musician and a game developer, I must say this is my opinion, because music is just a part of a game. So creating music is just a part of a game, so you can't say that creating music is harder than creating a game, because a game needs music. So okay, I overtalked this. And also creating a piece of song is faster, much more faster than creating a game. It doesn't matter how big is this game, because creating music is fast, especially if we are talking about this area of music creation that you can sell on those library sites such as Audiojungle. If you create an album or an LP, or I don't know, if you create a full track for a movie, then of course it's longer, but still I think most of the times creating music is easier and faster than creating games. So if you have a big size of I don't know, library of those songs, then you have a nice chance creating revenue. Compared to this, of course, if you have a nice game that have nice sales, then you're also fine. And if you have multiple games, a library of games, then you are again very fine. But I think that creating songs is easier, and you can build this library faster. But still, I'm not sure if you can create more money by games. It really depends, I must say. So let's say that you are as good as a developer as a musician, exactly. So you can create the same quality, the same quantity, and there are really no difference. In that case, I think you will be better with music, mostly because you have a smaller uh, risk on creating those songs. You know, if you create a song and you made it in a day, and let's say you can create 30 songs in the time that you could create a small game, and let's say those could create the same profit for you still, because you have this fail fast methodology easier with music, so you can realize that your song was good or bad, people liked it or not, sooner than with your game. Then you have a smaller chance of failure, so you have a smaller chance of losing money, and you have a greater chance of creating music that will sell better. But going back to the start, I'm not sure how can you make more profit. Honestly, it's extremely hard in both cases, and that's it. Well, what could I compare? Anything else? I talked about the visibility, the distributors, the profit, marketing. Well, I don't think that the marketing part is really. No. When you work on libraries as a musician, I think marketing has a much smaller influence on your sales. Basically, because with games you have a much wider, much more bigger audience than with those songs there. If we talk about music on this band type music, so not this library type music, then maybe then it's really similar, because then you have social media, then you have influencers, then you have all of the tools that you could have with in the games. But with those library type of music pieces, I think it's really different, and you don't really have so much room to move, space to move, no creativity, because you are really dependent on those tags in your title. And this is really funny. Maybe you can say that, hey, those shitty titles that I mentioned, that corporation, emotional, uplifting, disco beat, those are just because a small bug and it will be fixed maybe in the near future. Well, this is a subject on the forums on Audiojungle for years, for long years, maybe 5 or 6 years or more, and they just didn't fix it. And the same will happen on Steam, if you trust me, because if a distributor isn't interested, if they are not financially dependent on something, they just won't care. They are not interested in something that will just make them work and not more profit, you know? So I think Audiojungle will never really handle this, or at least we will have to wait a lot, since they will. Okay, so I thought about these 3 things, and now about the marketing thing. I think that's all. I'm not sure what was the purpose of this video. Basically, I really just wanted to talk about these 2 things and compare those for you. I'm not sure if you find any interesting things in this video, but these videos help me to think. Basically, you can see the view counts under this video. I have just really few views, but the most important thing why I started this channel is because I think that on the long run it will be valuable to have you guys here, and also because I'd like to help you out there who, you know, I get a lot of messages. Oh, how could I do this? What do you know about this? What do you know about that? So I will be able to link my videos for these guys, and I really hope that this will help them. But most not most importantly, but it's a really important part of this whole thing, that I can practice English and I can think. You know, if you talk to others, then maybe you have some more pressure on you to think about things. And I'm really interested in music still. I'm really interested in making a living out of it, or at least creating another source of my revenue on the long run. But I'm stuck here. I can't sell on Audiojungle because top sellers are. I don't know why they refuse songs and why they accept songs. On the forums, I didn't find any trustful sources to answer my questions, and that's it. Simply, I don't have the motivation to write for libraries. Why I don't know why I can't sell there. So at the moment, music is a hobby of mine. Maybe I will be able to include my music in my future releases. In my future game releases. But I must really think, how should I improve on that? Well, this is already a really long video, and I'm sure that you are really bored right now. Maybe nobody will see this part. But I hope if somebody is still here, I hope that you enjoyed it, and see you soon, guys. Bye bye. Oh, no. If you have any questions, please write down them here in the comment section, and maybe I will create the next video as an answer to your question. So if you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them in the next episodes of this series, because I really think that audience should be the boss here on YouTube for me. So subscribe, like, share it, blah blah blah. Most importantly, leave those questions here in the comment section below. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye bye.